Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of N.Cast. I'm your co-host, Prince Ayo, and we have with us...
Hello again, it's Brian. I'm here. Still quarantined.
Still
know what it is.
Still got the same cool setup. I'm kind of jelly of.
I'm still trying to decorate the shelf a bit more. You know, get some more eye candy. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I had a green screen that I plan on using as a backdrop. But because I like this shelf a lot to the side,
It's a little nostalgic too, like the Xbox One and like all the stuff on the top shelf. I really like it. PS4.
See, like if I tilt the camera right there, like there's more up top. There's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
True collection item right there. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. But I guess I'll get started. How I've been this past week, and then I'm gonna ask you how you been, Brian.
Man. How have you been since these past 7 days since we recorded?
I've literally been like reflecting this past like week, 10 days. It was not just 7, but like 10 days. I've been like trying to like. I've been going hard on social media, just like to put brand out there, content creation and stuff like that. In the past 10 days, I was just like, I just slowed down everything. I was like, I want to be in control of my life again. I did a lot more side gigs and stuff because I'm unemployed right now. But I did a lot of side gigs just to make extra money to help pay the bills and stuff like that. And I really like reflected on my life and like wanted to know what direction I want to go into. And I know a couple episodes I mentioned this. I see a therapist, and like I was talking to my therapist about it, and I was like, yeah, like I kind of feel weird that like I don't want to reach out to people. I don't want to, talk as much to people. I mean, obviously, therapy sessions supposed to be confidential, but like I'm not giving any personal stuff about it. But basically, all she was saying is like, yeah, like you should want to reach out to people. We are social beings. It's you want to be stuck in that depressive state where a lot of people are feeling right now because they're in quarantine and they feel restricted and they can't do what they want. So a lot of people are feeling this like negative energy and not being able to be like as positive as they want to be because they can't go out. And it's like, yo, like I'm feeling that too. I know a couple other people are feeling that too. Even if they're not introverts, like, you know what I mean? Like even if they are introverts, it's like you never know. But yeah, I've been just reflecting on my life and trying to like make changes where I feel like it'll suit me in the future, even though I'm trying to live in the present as much as possible.
Yeah, I feel it.
But enough about me. That's just basically what I did throughout the week. I did a lot of reflecting, but like I felt like I got a lot done. So let's just turn this over to you, Brian. What have you been up to?
Let's see. So the end of my spring semester is coming very soon. I'll actually be done within the week. And then I got a little short summer break.
The soundbite button. I'm gonna probably put that in there.
Yeah. But like just finishing up some last minute assignments for classes. Aside from that, just playing more video games. I've actually been going really, really hard in League of Legends right now. Really? So some of the people that may know me personally know that it's a game that I've actually personally been avoiding for a very long time. Like I first, heard about League of Legends all the way back when I was still in high school, and people were trying to tell me and trying to get me to play it, and I was just like, nah, I don't think it's my thing, like nah. And then COVID-19 happens, we're all quarantined, and I'm playing a lot of video games. I'm like, let me try some new stuff.
Is it like a story mode game, or is that like an actual like fighting game?
It's a multiplayer game. They call it a MOBA. It stands for Massive Online Battle Arena. It's a little hard to explain, but basically... Is
it like a Super Smash Brothers?
No. It's not like a fighting game or anything like that. Well, there is fighting, but it's not a fighting game. It's like it's like a team-based game, and you have objectives. Okay. And basically, in a very simplified explanation, you and your team of 5 play against another team of 5, and your goal is to get into their base and basically destroy their base, and then you win the game. But there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of things about like controlling the map, dominating your opponents. It's a lot to explain. It's actually the main reason why I was hesitant to get into it, because it's very complicated. and you definitely need someone to help you kind of learn. Because there's a tutorial in the game, but it doesn't teach you too much. Just the very
Just
very
basics, like how to use the controls and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, just how to use controls and the objectives, but like doesn't not much in the way of like strategies and stuff. So thankfully, I have a good friend that's been helping me helping me along the ropes, and I've been having a lot of fun playing it. It's free to play. Anybody can play it. It's on Windows and Mac. So if you have any kind of laptop that's been made within like the last like 5 years, you can definitely run and play this game. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. That's been my main thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's been taking up a lot of your hours.
Yeah. Aside from doing schoolwork, that's really all I do.
Honestly, only reason why I mentioned her is because Ant mentioned her in the last like couple podcasts ago. That honey dip, Janet. Apparently, she tweeted that she had 65 hours of like gaming. I think it's within a week. I don't think she did that in like 3 days. You know what I mean? Like I think she did that within a week.
65
like,
hours. 65 hours. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's a big gamer. Like a lot of people know her in like the Twitch community and like her gaming skills and stuff like that. I don't know if it's good or not. I'm just saying I know that like she's.
No, I've definitely done that before. Like sometimes there'll be like a big game come out and I have like nothing to do, so I'll just do nothing but play that game and then like rack up the hours. Like I think when Animal Crossing came out about a month and a half ago, that first week I put in like. I want to say like at least 50 hours in that first week, and I've had friends that put in like 200 hours within the first like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's serious out here.
It's addictive. The only reason why I mentioned this because I saw that tweet and I was like 65 hours. Like you're already saying your friend's probably putting 200, but like the fact that she put 65 hours during quarantine is like wow, like. Once you get in that realm, it's game over. Like you're gonna be stuck in it. But let's just get into the topic for today. This is actually a topic that you came up with. I guess I'll introduce it and I'll give the floor to you, Brian. So the topic for today is digital persona.
Yeah. So this is actually a topic that I pitched because I feel like it's really important for everyone to understand, no matter what your background is or what your profession is. Everybody nowadays, if you're in the workforce, you're just doing anything, you need some sort of digital presence, whether it be a LinkedIn page, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Discord.
Basically, you have two presence. Like you have our identities, I guess, right? So it'd be like you have a physical identity where you show up and interact socially, and then you have a digital presence is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, so a digital presence, it's what you project online and what you want people to think of you as. So I remember back like 15 years ago when social media platforms were starting to get popular and you had a lot of skepticism about people being like, oh, like people are going to get addicted to online and start whole new lives and forget about the real world. And there's definitely a lot of people that may have fallen into that, whether it be through social media or other sorts of like online activities. But nowadays, it's actually very important that you're aware of like your identity on the web. So to give an example, we'll talk about LinkedIn first. Okay. So say I just graduated college, I'm looking for a job, or I guess the better way to be say like I'm graduating soon and I'm looking for a job. There you go. So one of the things that they hammer into you, like the career counselors, is that you want to have not just have a LinkedIn, but have a full profile that feels very vivid, very alive, and says a lot about you. That, in essence, is your digital persona. That's basically a character you're creating online that you want to project all of your best sides to and put your best foot forward out in the world. Because say I am an employer and I see that you applied to some positioning that I'm looking to be filled, and you have a link to your LinkedIn, I'm going to check out your LinkedIn. I'm going to see your profile picture. I'm going to see your education background. I'm going to see your work background. And I'm also going to see a bio that you wrote about yourself and your skills. I'm going to see who you're connected to as well. I'm going to see if we share any connections, if you're connected to anybody that I think is like very important, especially for like the sort of field that you're applying for.
Not gonna lie, you kind of sound like a PI right now, like a private investigator. Like, you're gonna find out everything about me. Like, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: it's like, years ago, like people had like skepticism about like, oh, this like you're putting too much information online. But now it's like putting the right information.
Information. Yep. There we go. Just like asking the right questions. Otherwise, you're gonna be going around the right questions just to get to the right questions if you don't ask it properly. But go ahead.
And then let's talk about me then. I have a LinkedIn, I have a Twitter profile, I have an Instagram profile. I'm sure frequent listeners may know that because we shout it out at the end of every episode. My Twitter, I specifically crafted it as a way to show off like certain aspects of me that I want people to know. And I think people that know me in real life will see things that they recognize immediately. But they'll also see things, or should I say, they won't see things that they may know about me because they're things I'm purposely sort of omitting because I'm really trying hard to create kind of like a niche of a character.
I can tell. And, I mean, I follow you, so I can tell. But yeah, I enjoy it.
And I actually started doing this not too long ago. I was actually at the advice of career counselors I spoke to professionals in certain careers professionals in certain fields that I want to get into. And they were just talking to me about the importance of online branding and, putting, like I said, like putting your best foot forward. I'm trying to think of like something that I do, something that I like to do online that really hammers this home. I think it might just be like my profile pictures, actually. I'm very specific with the profile pictures that I post on my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook. I like to have more professional looking posters. Like I don't like have.
You had so the one I can remember for Facebook is the one that we had our little photo shoot for this.
Yeah, you're talking about when I'm in like the plaid button up with the arms folded, looking like
exactly.
And then for 30 Twitter, under 30.
And then for Twitter, it's the poster for the Paradox episode we did, right?
Yeah. I mean, like the red sweatshirt, like looking in the sky. We were in DC. Yeah, so
that's one of my favorite pictures of you. I'm not gonna lie, like that.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's just like it's a photogenic picture. I'll say that much.
Thank you. But those were crafted in a way that I wanted to have on my profile. Like I don't want to have pictures where I'm in a picture with somebody else, or like I'm in a picture like holding something. Like say like it's like, for example, like I'd rather have that picture of me, full arms folded, leaning on the wall, with my comb over haircut, rather than like a picture of me like on a boat, like holding up a fish that I caught. I mean, like that's a cool picture, but not something that I would want associated to like this specific digital persona that I'm pushing for. And I've been talking this whole time about having professional digital personas, but that's not always the case. Sometimes people want to create their own characters that's completely different from the person they are in real life.
You trying to name that one guy that we were talking about?
Yeah. So this is the best example I can think of, really. There's this really popular Twitch streamer. His name is Dr. Disrespect. I
think that's so funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's part of the character. It's part. But
it's like imagine a guy named Dr. Disrespect, like still in character, being social. Like, come on, he's gonna meet the wrong person.
That's the interesting part. Like I said, he's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He actually had like a deal with Twitch. Like Twitch actually like paid him to keep streaming on Twitch and not like go to other platforms. The character Dr. Disrespect is a character created by this streamer. I forget his real name, but he like whenever he streams, he actually wears a wig and he wears these sunglasses. Like he wears like these red tinged sunglasses, and he has like this suit that he wears. And it's all part of the character. He has like the green screen background. He has a certain way he has his face cam. It's a character. Like he's acting on stream. When he plays video games, he has a certain way where he like rages and gets really mad. Like it's all part of his persona. And I thought that was a really cool case study because I've never quite seen somebody take their digital persona that far to where that like it is a straight up, you know, an artificial character, because this really got hammered home.
You ever heard of cosplay?
Cosplay? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I love cosplay. I've been to cons before. Like I've seen cosplay. It's really cool.
I've seen a lot of people from cosplay communities. Excuse me, let me say it again. I've seen a lot of people from cosplay communities that have like embodied the character that they're trying to be. So yeah, that's the only reason why I'm saying, like, have you seen cosplay? Or you been to, I've never been to like, was it con or something? What's it called?
Like conventions, yeah. I haven't been to
anime con or something like that.
There's a lot. But any sort of like anime or like manga or gaming convention you can find, or be it like comic book convention, there's always like cosplayers, and like they have cosplay contests. It's really cool. And, you know, part of cosplay culture is sort of you know, taking on the role of said character, especially when you're posing for pictures. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, going back to Dr. Disrespect, he actually got in trouble, I believe, last summer. I believe it was at E3, which is like this media extravaganza for like video games, and he got invited there, and he was doing an IRL stream, still playing the character as Dr. Disrespect, and he went into the bathroom with his IRL camera. Like he was basically streaming inside of a bathroom, which is, I believe in California, it's actually illegal to take any sort of pictures in the bathroom, especially like with other people in there. I have to double check the law, but I know it was definitely super against the law, and he actually got banned from Twitch for like, I think at least a month, maybe like 3 months. Yeah, I know it was actually a pretty substantial ban.
So to piggyback off what you're saying about like people just being too much in character, there's actually two.
Yeah. Before you get into that, I just wanted to conclude that story about his response to it. His response to that ban, he was basically just saying like, yeah, the character Dr. Disrespect, sometimes, you know, I take it a little too far, but like that's not me. Like that's just a character I'm playing. Like I'm not really like saying or doing these things. I'm like, whoa, like he's really like in tune with this act that he's pulling. I mean, like it's part of his shtick. I mean, there's a reason why he's like the biggest streamer on Twitch. But yeah, what were you about to say?
So there's actually, I mean, I know I talk about TikTok a lot, but like I usually talk about TikTok and LinkedIn because of their organic reach. That's the only reason why I really promote it on our podcast as much. But there's these two guys who they got eventually banned from TikTok, but they were one of like the biggest like TikTok like, I want to say content creators.
Content creators, influencers.
Yeah, influencers. The one was named Clap Daddy, which is kind of odd, just because Clap Daddy sounds kind of weird. And then the other guy was like Inferno or Inferno Red. So their character was like, Clap Daddy was like he had this like natural scar on his face. I think it happened when he was younger, and he just grew with it. So a lot of people thought that it was like pretty interesting. So he got big following and all of that, especially when he put this persona of being like a mob gangster. And a lot of people would duet him. So when you get duets, you get a lot of views. And then Inferno, I forget the entire name, but his name, it started like Inferno something. His character had like demigods. A lot of people liked his like makeup, like cosplay makeup and stuff like that, being a demigod. Yeah. And he really got into character about it. Like he was really about like that devilish like type of persona, you know, and a lot of people enjoyed it. and he had like two demigods that were like, it's like Rascal and something else, I forget. But anyways, they got in trouble. They started going to a lot of like TikTok events. There was like big events, and people started getting uncomfortable with them. Clap Daddy got caught with like being with like underage like transsexual people, and started like, you know, Discord, right? So they started talking to like a lot of young kids on Discord, and like sending them pictures. Yeah, so it started getting real weird, right? And Inferno got in trouble with like touching girls inappropriately at the cons. And like Inferno, it was just piggyback of what you're saying. Inferno was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not Inferno, it's something else, but I think it's along those lines. He was like, oh yeah, I was just so in character, like I really treat girls with disrespect. It was like an apology after you get caught. It wasn't like a sincere apology, you know what I mean? But it was to a point.
Yeah, and he did like the same thing as Dr. Shrek, right? He blames on like the character he's portraying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, bro, how much are you gonna get into character? You know, because it's like, yo, like it's gonna be hard to believe that, because like as human beings, whether you're drunk or you're in character, like people can tell the difference, and it just what people are gonna judge at the end of the day is like your morality and like what are you willing to do and what are you not going to do? What are your boundaries? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. It may be different for other people, maybe even be different for you. But like a lot of people probably, I guess, canceled him because obviously that was kind of inappropriate, touching girls inappropriately in public and talking to underage transsexuals. That's weird. But it's just like, yo, like you're crossing the boundary where people just won't understand you being in character. And that's basically my main point. It's like, how long are you going to be in character on screen and off screen? Like, where's the difference? Where's the boundary?
Where's the line?
Huh?
Where's the line?
Yeah, where is it? Where is it? Because a lot of people are confused about it right now.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good segue into the other part of this discussion is like, you know, if you're somebody that really relies on being online a lot and upkeeping this digital persona that you've created, where's the line between what you present yourself as online versus like who you are in IRL? You know, if you're somebody that, you know, really relies on doing certain things and posting certain things online and promoting some sort of you know, personality or lifestyle, like how does that sort of interact with when the cameras turn off, when the mic turns off, you know, when you shut down from your laptop, desktop, or phone or whatever, and you start living, you know, your actual like life, you know, out and about, like what gets carried over, like, or you know, or
are you mixing both and you're getting confused yourself? That's what I question a lot. It's like, because you don't have like a boundary or line, you just start staying in that character because that's where you have the most confidence. It doesn't matter gender. It's about like what makes you feel good and what character you're most comfortable with. Are you more comfortable being yourself? Are you more comfortable being this persona that you created?
You know, I feel like actors have this conversation all the time.
Jim Carrey had it. Yeah. That's the most person I can see like relate to a lot of this stuff is Jim Carrey. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger had it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Like sometimes, you know, actors get really, really tied up with the role that they play that actually kind of starts, you know, messing
50
with.
50 Cent had it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew 50 Cent had it because he played a role where he lost like 200 plus pounds. He was like 140 pounds playing a crackhead. So, but you're absolutely right. Like, it makes him more believable. There's many more actors I can't even think of right now, but there's many more actors who just embody themselves so much into the role to the point where like you almost don't even recognize it. Oh, Michael B. Jordan. When he was playing
I did hear about that. His role in Black Panther.
Yeah, he didn't want to be around people. He was way more of an asshole than he usually felt. He hated it. He ended up going to therapy after the role because he didn't like the person he was becoming. Like I think it's a real thing. Like, yeah,
definitely. Because as an actor, you know, you want to do your best. Yeah, you want to do your best because it's like when you think about it, being an actor, you're essentially being paid to play pretend and play pretend very well that people actually believe that you're that said character that you're portraying. So in order to do that, you have to invest a lot into that role that you play. And for some people, like sometimes they take it a little too far. But yeah, I mean that's interesting. And
You know who had a good balance with it, and he's just like talented all around.
Who'd you
Jamie
have?
Foxx. Jamie Foxx. First off, he's really good with his like impersonations. I couldn't even think of the word. Impersonations of like other people. Like he really knows how to play Mike. I think he has a new role with being Mike Tyson. He really knows how to do like a Kermit the Frog impression, Jay-Z impression. Like he knows how to sing. Like he just knows how to be different characters, but then also be himself. And I feel like that's just like a rare breed because it's like really hard to like switch your brain from somebody else's mindset to a regular mindset.
Also concerning, he had his own show called the Jamie Foxx Show, so it's like, who is Jamie Foxx? I guess, yeah. I mean, he's an exceptionally talented person.
Yeah, definitely
the exception, not the norm.
Not the norm at all.
So, with all this being said, as somebody like yourself who is a content creator who spends a lot of time online, who takes a lot of care in your pages. How do you go about sort of crafting your digital persona? Like, what's your thought process? Because I've already given a little bit behind mine, but let's talk about you.
So, I was thinking about when we were like brainstorming this idea for the podcast. I knew I wanted to like present how I want my digital persona to be perceived. My personal page is like pure entertainment because it's not going to be funny every time. So it's just entertainment. Only reason being is because my personal page, because of Instagram and the superficial like method and setup they have, I really just wanted to go against the grain. Ever since like last year, 2 years ago. I mean, the consequence of that is likes, and I'm just like, okay, that's fine with me. I really want to just content create, and that's the reason why I take that persona. And what helped me was obviously TikTok, because TikTok allowed me to like be more free and be myself more. But then I also have other platforms where I'm way more professional, like the podcast, like my website, N.Packs, LinkedIn, where we had a podcast, and then I have my own like actual like LinkedIn personal page where it's way more professional. I don't do any like entertainment stuff on there. It's just like you said, people have different personas when they're online, and I do that on purpose, is because like I still want to humanize myself at the end of the day. That's the reason why I do that on my personal page. Like maybe not everybody's humor is the same. Not everybody's like enjoyment of entertainment is the same. So when they see my content, they either like it or they don't, and it's fine with me as long as I get to create content. As long as I can put out content and keep going through trial and error. And that's why I enjoy it for my personal page. Now, for the podcast, obviously, we're always going to be creating content every week, you know what I mean? And if not, I'm going to create content for my N.Cast Plus episode. For my backpacks website, I'm still working on that. N.Packs, working on it with, like, marketing and stuff like that. I literally revamped the entire website this couple months ago. Like, it's real business oriented. It's not that like I'm just different characters. It's more so like that's just me and my online presence, and I'm more complex than it needs to be. Sometimes. I got some. But yeah, it's just it's more just going back to my profile page, like personal profile page, at least for Instagram. It's like to humanize myself. I feel like. For Instagram, it gets real superficial. Like last episode, we were talking about how Twitter there's not much filters.
Yeah.
So you can be how you want to be, but there's no like visual behind it. It's just words.
Yeah.
So Instagram, like I kind of took that like no filter from Twitter and put it on Instagram on my page. I still got like followers here and there, and I got some likes, but it's not like how I get likes if it was a really vivid, crisp picture, and I had a lot of drip in it. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
200 plus like likes, 300 likes. It's like, okay, that's cool, but like, is that something I really wanted to put out there?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll put out nice pictures, but like, I really want to content create because that's like what's in my heart. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people won't understand that, which is fine with me, as long as I get to. I
Express
still am
yourself.
my professional self with the podcast and the backpack business, a travel bag business, and then I can content create with my personal page, and that's just how I go about it. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Like the thing about us being human beings is that we're all unique. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's just how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it. I feel it. So, let's see here. We've been running for about half an hour now. I think now would be a good time to get into our closing thoughts and wrap this topic up. So, who
Okay,
wants to go first?
I'll go
Seems,
first. And then,
yeah, it seems like you got the
it was
ball
your
on it.
episode, so I'll let you like actually close it out.
All right,
So
all
I'll
right.
go
Respect
first.
it. I respect it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of push to finding your niche and like knowing your niche, right? Knowing your niche, trying to be an expert in your niche. If you're, in my opinion, if you're under 35 years old, under 30 years old, calling yourself an expert unless you've been in that field since you were like 5 years old to whatever age you are under 35, I don't consider you an expert. You know what I'm saying? Experts have like years, like decades behind them. You know what I mean? Even if stuff is adapting, they still have like decades of experience because experience still matters at the end of the day. Like whether we want to neglect it or not, we have the internet and we can learn a little bit faster. Doesn't mean it's the difference between learning and applying. The people who have experience, they applied. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like going back to what I'm saying. Like even though you're trying to find your niche or like be an expert in your niche, I highly suggest like you still treat like whatever niche you're going through as a journey. If you found it, cool. If not, that's still cool because if you're still putting out content and you're still like searching for it, still trying to put the pieces together, you're eventually gonna find it. You're eventually gonna come up with something that you feel like you're gonna be comfortable with, passionate about, can monetize with, and see the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like
it,
a
I
lot of
feel it.
people lose that concept. They're just like, if I do this niche, I can monetize it and I'll be fine. It's like, okay, but for how long? If you're not enjoying it, you're gonna slow down eventually. You don't have the passion behind it, or you have the passion behind it, but it's hard for you to monetize because it's saturated. That field is saturated, and you don't know how to stand out. So there's no opportunity or monetization. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if you treat more about like your online presence instead of looking at the monetization and the finish line and more of like a journey in a marathon, I feel like you'll be more successful in the long run. Reason being why I'm saying this is because that's what I'm literally going through and that's my thought process about it and that's my closing thought about it is that yeah, niche means you have more opportunities for brand, more opportunities for sponsorship because they know what to expect from you. But if you treat it as a journey and you're actually like finding yourself and finding what you're passionate about, find the opportunity, and you know how to monetize behind it, you're golden. You know what I mean? You found that sweet spot. But even though it sounds simple, it takes a lot of people to get to where that sweet spot's at. But yeah, those are my closing thoughts.
Interesting. So, for me, I guess I should probably talk about, the reason why I felt like this deserved its own episode. All this time, we've been talking about, different things about, we spent like our first 50 episodes really hammering in about the effects of like media and stuff. But like, I feel like we should, also talk about not just about what these corporations are putting out and feeding us, but what we as individuals are creating on our own and sharing it with others. And digital personas is the first example of said content that we ourselves create, and it's something that it's not just content creators that are creating this content, but everybody that is in the workforce nowadays, especially if you're a millennial, even like some late Gen Xers are very experienced with this, and of course the Zoomers that are getting of age to start entering the job market as well. So yeah, just understanding that the persona and the profile that you build online and what you choose to post, what you choose to not post, the sort of personality that you're pushing for, and what you want people to think of you as, that goes a long way in your marketability, whether it be searching for a job on LinkedIn or becoming in the early stages of becoming a content creator. Those
are two different things. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, they're different things, but they both rely on that digital persona that you build.
The only reason why I'm saying is because like you're worried about what other people think because of the future job that you want. You're most likely to post less. But if you're worried about being
you say that, but
people overthink, Brian. A lot of people overthink. A lot of people do overthink.
No, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that's sort of like the old mentality of like, hey, if you're worried about a job, like don't use the internet, like stay away from it. Like,
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like they're more conscientious and less likely to post because they procrastinate, and they're way more concerned of how their online presence is going to look, opposed to being a content creator and not think about what other people are thinking, but making sure they put out the content they want to put out, and is it going to be up to their standards? That's what I mean by the difference. Does it make sense? Hopefully it does. If not, I'll try to break it down one more time. But
are you saying that content creators obviously they have the obligation of posting a lot versus somebody that's like in the hunt for a job? No,
I'm saying more so like content creators are posting, whether it's their niche or they're still on the journey, what's up to their standards and not thinking about what other people think, opposed to someone who's trying to just like look for a job and still have an online persona. They have a tendency to post less unless it'll attract the job they want, so they'll post something that attracts the job they want. Does that make sense? Like they'll be more likely to be on like LinkedIn, or they'll only have like professional photos on Instagram, or maybe they'll have like a hiking trip photo. Like they won't post as much. That's what I'm saying. There's two different mindsets.
It depends on the kind of person you are and what sort of career you want to go for. Because
of course, those are the variables.
When I say professional profile, I don't mean like everything on it is all business. Like you can still have your personal, you can still treat it like. What I mean is like you can still post pictures of like yourself like doing like hiking or posting pictures like
that's what I just said. Yeah,
because it's like it's the stereotypical thing that you like to share with people on like Facebook. Like, hey, me
exactly. Like I can have fun, like
okay. Or like posting like a new dog that you got or a new house you got. But yeah, like I'm not saying when I say professional, I don't mean like everything on it is all business, but like because you can still post those sorts of things. When I mean professional is like, just being wary, being a bit more conscious of what you're posting. Like, obviously not going to post something like super, super personal, like, posting about a story of like some recent breakup you had, and like throw like shade towards other people, something like that. Like that's something that, anybody that, is looking for a job, they're going to want to avoid. I was just want to, talk about the things, because we always talk, a lot of people like to talk about what not to post, but nobody really talks about things what to post online. And I just had a really good thought that I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. And something that I may have failed to mention until now, but for professionals in building online profiles, it's also really important to have something, that they're proud of, because networking is really important. So
it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah. So like say like I have a really strong profile on Twitter. It's what I really want people to think of me as. That's part of my network because I meet people on Twitter. Like I talk to people on Twitter, or say like I meet somebody elsewhere. I'm like, hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? And then they follow me, I follow them, and then I see people that they follow. I see people that they follow. They see people that I follow. And that's just Twitter as an example. I can use the same thing for LinkedIn. I can use the same thing for Instagram, Discord, all that stuff. So yeah, like it's really important in 2020, especially now with COVID-19, where pretty much all networking has moved online now. Like for me, I'm planning on graduating in December, and I'm still like in the hunt for a job. I'm probably not going to be able to go outside and go to like networking events and talking to people. Like I'm probably going to have to like stick it out online, and I have to use Twitter. I have to use LinkedIn now. Like there's no way around it. So it's even.
To be honest, I think I talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's the transition right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like we're 2020s now. It's not like I guess we were just like dipping like our shin. I wouldn't say our toes in the water with the internet, but now it's like up to our shin, almost up to our knees in the water. And now it's like you really have to know your way around the internet. You really have to know how to network virtually, opposed to like always depending on physical social networking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of people are going through that. And on top of that, just building virtual skills too. I've been trying to work on that these past 8 weeks, like just trying to build on certain skills that I think I might be decent at, you know? Yeah. Whether it's editing, whether it's website developing, you know, just certain skills where I'm just like trying to figure out like, all right, at least I have this in my back pocket. Understanding cybersecurity, at least I have that in my back pocket. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you're not wrong. Maybe it'll probably be until like next year after you graduate where we can like start actually going to events without like having a mask over our face so people can't hear what we're saying and we can take the mask off. But it's just like, like utilize the platforms we do have. And Twitter is probably one of the best platforms, like you mentioned last episode, because
Twitter's incredible.
Yeah, because you actually communicate, like you actually like talk. You know what I mean? And then like you can like gain a community from Twitter and get them onto like Discord or Twitch, and then you actually like have conversations with them there, and they see you live instead of like clips of you or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like a YouTube video of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, like we see where it's going. We're just still trying to adapt more and more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
But
so yeah, those were my closing thoughts.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I actually like this episode. I was thinking about like my reflection on it too when you mentioned it. I was like, yeah, like a lot of people probably think like, oh, like what's he doing? Like there's like two routes that a lot of people take when it comes to content creating. Either you're finding a specific niche or you're on a journey. The only reason specific niche is so appealing is to monetization. But I see holes in that game because obviously money is hard to get, but it's very appealing if you can get in that niche, right? But if you don't have that passion along with the opportunity, you're gonna slowly decline in that niche. A lot of people just go after the money. That's the thing.
Yeah, we can get into that in its own episode.
That hole, right? Like where it's just like, I'm going for the money, but then like you start slow. At first, you're like, all right, I'm going head first. I'm getting after it. But then slowly, after a while, it's like, damn, like I really don't think I'm passionate about it.
Yeah. Like we can make that its own episode because I was hinting earlier how we wanted to maybe focus on content created by us, the individuals, not these giant media corporations. And I definitely want to have an episode where we can just go ham on talking about grassroots content creation, especially.
All right, then I'll pull back because we're already 45 minutes in, and I'll pull back on it. But yeah, I guess that's a little like teaser for the next episode. I guess it'd be like niche oriented or something like that.
Yeah, grassroots content creation.
Yeah, grassroots content creation. Brian already got the title, so that you already got a teaser for the next episode. So with that being said, we'll segue into giving out our social media sites. I guess I'll start off. If you want to follow me on IG, it's p._nigma NIGMA. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that's Nigma Prince NIGMAPRINCE. If you want to follow us on Instagram for our podcast, it's at N_cast CAST_. And then if you want to email us, it's at ncastpodcast at gmail.com. Yeah, I think I got it all.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Good job.
Give your social media outlets if you don't.
Yeah. So if you want to reach out to me, talk to me, the best way is by Twitter. That's Brian Lives Life, BRIAN LIVES LIFE. Yeah. Reach out to me, at me, DM me, throw me your questions. Or just follow me. Follow your boy. See my online persona.
You remember that rapper boy?
Yeah, I do remember that. I do, your boy. Yeah, he had a hit. I forgot what was hit though.
I think it was like Red or something like that. But I remember like your brother in school would always be like, "Yo, like you remember your boy?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Like, who's my boy?
Anyways, that concludes our episode. I appreciate everyone who's listening or watching. I keep forgetting that people either listen or watch our episodes, but we appreciate you. And until next time, Brian, close this out.
Alrighty. 안녕히 가세요. 또 만나요.
Alright, peace.